To evolve demands humility. It also needs determination to look inside us, to our strengths, to our weaknesses, to our doubts, and our certainties. And this does not happen just with people. Our evaluation, our performance evaluation has gone through this process, and now it's more modern and more practical, and it continues totally aligned to our values. AVD is possible because we listen to people. In JBS, each collaborator has in his hands being the actor of his own career. The first step to take over this role is to understand that we were not born ready. Every opportunity day is an opportunity of discovering something new. That is why AVD is much more than an evaluation. It's a journey of self knowledge, of listening, of learning, that gives the collaborator the opportunity of impacting his own life and the life of other people through a value evaluation, inspiring value talks and the building of individual planning projects so that everyone can follow this route. Transform the usage of this tool into a habit. That way, we will continuously be better in what we have proposed to do. New AVD, create this habit. Good morning. Good morning, good afternoon. Today, we are here. We have a lot of people connected. We're here with Minetti, with Luciani. We're going to talk about AVD, and we have some new things in our tool. I want to talk about this in general, and I want to talk about this new tool that we have to use. So we know that AVD is a tool that we implemented now several years ago. It's already something quite routine in the company, and we know the importance that it has. So, this is a very important moment for us to talk about our values, to put our values together with what we've been living through and compared as a team, as a person, as a team in general, how we're living these values. And we know the challenge. And we know the challenge that it is to do this in the day to day life. So, this is an important moment for us to stop. I have the discipline of doing this, of obtaining this feedback, of getting these comments with the people from our team, whether it be the person that we report to, our colleagues. So, how we can implement our values better. So, there are several ways of us doing this type of feedback. One of them is AVD, and we have this tool that we've had it already for several years. It's a tool that helps us carry out this evaluation. We've talked about this, how we can improve this tool. We know that every year we do this, we have the challenge. Sometimes we have a lot of people to do the evaluation at once, a lot of comments all at the same time. And sometimes there are other things happening at the same time, and you have to do it fast. You have to do it sometimes without the adequate effort. So often we have this difficulty because we have a short amount of time to make a lot of comments, and we have to think and remember how was this or that 3 or 4 months ago. Sometimes you're sort of out of the time, and it becomes tough. So, what is the result? There are some areas that do this ABD super well, but others do it in a rush. They don't make the effort, they have too much work at the same time. So, often we end up having very good ones, for sure. But sometimes we also have AVDs that are three, four from up, down, and not with a lot of feedback, with no added value. Sometimes we also have people who put a low score, but they don't make any comments. So the person who's receiving the feedback has no idea of what they have to do to improve. And sometimes you put a high score and also no comments. So what we have to figure out is what we have to do to stimulate so that we can at the same time simplify this tool, obtain the feedbacks, and have a tool available in a more online format. So we're going to explain how we can do this during all the year. For example, is it a comment that I want to do now? Can I do it now? Can I go into my cell phone right now? Leave the comment there, and so that I don't have to do it only in one at the end of the year. So I'm going to let my colleague explain this. And I think two things that are important. It's as good as we use it. And what we're doing here is wanting to simplify it and putting it more online. So concepts have changed. What is AVD? What it means? This hasn't changed. We want to simplify and put it online. Line. We want to make it easier to do it, less rush. That last week, human resources running after everyone. So we want to do it with more quality. When I have a positive experience or a negative experience and I have to give feedback, I can do it right there and then. It's the idea is for us to organize ourselves better and do this with a higher quality so that we can reinforce our values and we can give a feedback to our colleagues. So once more, I think the two premises that important are it's a very good tool. It's as good as the use we put it to. If we use it well, it works super well. And it's always all the tools that we use, it depends on us to make it work properly. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we always have to remember the essence of things. The idea is to improve and give this opportunity of growth to our colleagues and reinforce our values. So everything that we're doing is to be able to make this easier. It'll be more online, it'll be simpler. And now I'm going to give the floor to Luciani for her to comment, for her to explain what has changed. But I ask you all to make the effort to evolve and reach these goals, reinforcing our values and giving us an opportunity of improving and improving our colleagues as well. Thank you, Wesley. I think that you have said what we mean. So, first of all, good morning to everyone. My name is Luciane. I'm the uh, human resources for new business. And to start, I'd like to show you a video about the new AVD. So let's watch the video and we'll be back soon. We have news for you. Now it's time for you to start your journey with the new performance evaluation of JBS. AVD. I invite you to make this a habit. and be the actor of your
Vai
development
incluir
because all our
experimentar com
team
a sua
here,
rotina e ser
what
grande protagonista de
responsibility,
seu
right?
desenvolvimento.
The
O
new
nome da nossa
AVD
equipe aqui é
is even
JBS,
more fluid
de
and it brings you a
responsabilidade,
more
não é mesmo?
simple and
A nova AVD está ainda mais fluida e traz para você um processo mais simples e eficiente, onde no de cada autoavaliação, avaliação do gestor, avaliação da sua equipe, avaliação dos pares, avaliação dos clientes, fornecedores, identificando pontos fortes e a desenvolver relacionados aos valores JBS. A novidade é que poderemos realizar ou solicitar avaliações a qualquer momento e sobre um ou mais valores. E todas as avaliações realizadas ficarão disponíveis em tempo real. Muito bacana, não é mesmo? Mas por que precisamos avaliar? Muito simples. Precisamos mobilizar as pessoas para juntos sermos ainda melhores naquilo que nos propusermos a fazer, alinhados aos valores JBS. Para tornar esse processo ainda mais consciente, uma boa conversa de valor não poderá faltar. A conversa de valor é um dos maiores exemplos de disponibilidade que o líder pode dar. É um momento de dedicação especial para conversar com o colaborador em particular acerca do desempenho dele. Você poderá realizar uma conversa de valor com o seu líder a qualquer momento,
and reach the
já que
desired
está inspirado em
results.
alcançar os
We will not
resultados
have a lack of
sempre
tools to
tranquilo.
help you in
Não
this
faltarão ferramentas para
process.
apoiá-lo nesse
The
processo. Para isso,
individual development
crie um
plan
plano
will
de
be good for
desenvolvimento
you with the
individual
support of
sobre
your
você.
leader and
Com o
mentor.
apoio do seu
Plan
líder
the
e mentor na
actions
sua
for your
jornada,
development.
realize o planejamento das
So
ações para o
that's it.
seu
You and
desenvolvimento
all your
profissional.
team
Viu só? Você
will
e toda a sua
learn
equipe só
and
tem a
gain with
ganhar
the
com
new
a nova
ABD, a
AVD.
more
Um
fluid and
processo
better
ágil,
process,
fluido e
totally
dinâmico,
aligned with our
totalmente
values.
alinhado com os nossos valores.
Be the actor of your development.
Seja protagonista
Evaluate
de seu desenvolvimento.
and
Avalie
with
e busque
higher
avaliações
value
com
during
um ou
all
mais
the
valor
year
ao
in
longo do
your
tempo.
hands, it will be
Está
even
em suas
better.
mãos ser ainda
Are you ready to
melhor no que se
begin?
propõe a fazer. Está pronto para começar?
What you do
Lembre-se,
today
a AVD que
can
você vai
improve the
fazer
work of
pode
someone
mudar
else
a carreira
tomorrow,
de alguém
yours as
amanhã,
well.
inclusive a
New
sua.
AVD.
Nova AVD.
Make this a habit.
Start.
You like that? You see that there's several changes, uh, and the idea is to chat and bring some things that we have and these minutes of learning because this is the context to understand how it works. So, what can we do to modernize this? And one of the first premises that we brought is the issue of the name, the change of the name, evaluation 360 to value evaluation. So, how do you say my value evaluation? Of course, we refer to the JBS values, but when we look at the word value, it's a very strong word, right? So we also wanted to bring this approach together with the leadership, together with our team, because when we give value to something, we dedicate ourselves, we take care, we look after. So today we know of our challenges in GBS. We're a very pragmatic company. We have our agendas for everything, right? But we have to include the the values, and look at people in the day to day life. Pay attention to our agenda. And it is with this in mind that we made this first change so that we can then call this value evaluation. And each conversation will be a learning process. We're in a company full of opportunities, a company that is very careful with the career and internal development. And that's how we decided to design the main changes that we're going to show you. Instead of
Então, em vez
using
da gente usar a palavra feedback, a
feedback,
gente falar
we're using the
sobre
words
valor,
value
sobre valores, né?
conversation.
A gente trazer ali a referência e
So
naquele momento que eu tiver a oportunidade
when
de
we can
fazer uma
talk
conversa
with
com
this
você no
collaborator,
futuro,
we want him
eu
to
quero que ele
feel
se sinta
respected,
valorizado,
valued,
respeitado,
so that he
e entender
understands
exatamente os
the
pontos que ele
points
está
that he has to
precisando
develop.
desenvolver. Então, as nossas conversas de
So
valor, elas
we have
precisam
to
ser
be
contínuas
continuous,
e
continue
constantes.
and
Foi muito do
constant.
que o Wesley trouxe, né? Porque antes nós esperávamos o final do
So
ano para que nós pudéssemos fazer uma avaliação com o
sometimes
colaborador lá no início
we
do ano e muitas
we
vezes
did the evaluation at the end of the year of a collaborator right in the
nós
beginning of the year, and we didn't even remember what we were supposed to evaluate.
sempre
And now, with this
conversávamos
continuous
sobre
evaluation, we can do this more
então eu
often.
posso
We
fazer
can
isso
do
10
this
vezes,
during the year at
10
any
vezes no
time.
ano.
So
E aqui, pessoal, assim, a gente vai ter
we're
um
going to
desafio
exercise our
de exercitar
frankness
mais a nossa
because
franqueza
often we
nesse
also have to exercise our
nessa
courage
abordagem,
because there are situations
porque nós
where
temos
people
situações
have
em
to
que
be
as pessoas
aware
precisam
that
estar cientes
certain
de que o nosso
behaviors don't
comportamento
add value.
ele não
And
agrega,
if the
né? E a
person
gente
doesn't have
sabe que a
the
pessoa que
knowledge,
ela não tem conhecimento dessa informação, ela não consegue trabalhar.
all of us are
Sozinho,
capable
todos nós
of
somos
dealing with
capazes
truth.
de
The
lidar
most
com a
important
verdade.
of
Mas o mais
everything
importante de tudo
is
isso,
for us, the
para nós
leadership,
aí
and
da equipe,
everyone,
toda a equipe de
is to
produtos,
take care of the
é
format.
cuidarmos da
We
forma.
always say that
A
we
gente
can say
fala que a
everything
gente pode dizer
if
tudo,
we
né? Desde
are
que a gente
careful,
tenha
if we have
cuidado, que a gente
empathy,
tenha
and if
empatia
we
e a gente de
have the
fato queira
understanding of what we're doing to help people.
ajudar o
So
próximo.
that is
Tá? Então aqui a
our
gente traz aí uma
premise,
grande
so that
premissa,
our
das nossas
conversations are
conversas
valuable
chamadas
conversations,
conversas
courage,
valorosas,
courageous
conversas corajosas,
conversations that
conversas que
add,
agreguem,
that
conversas
direct
que
our
direcionem
collaborator
o
so
nosso
that he can
colaborador para que ele possa
have a
trilhar essa
successful journey in
esse
his career.
processo aqui dentro da
Another
JBS.
change that I would like
Uma outra
to
mudança, né,
tell
assim,
you
que eu
about
trouxe para a
is
gente
that our
trazer é
evaluations
que as nossas
today, our
avaliações
value
hoje, a nossa avaliação de
evaluations, they
valor,
are
ela passa a ser em tempo
done
real,
in
né? E a
real
gente
time
trabalha, né, pessoal, isso é muito
because
importante, né? Porque às
sometimes
vezes nós tínhamos ali uma avaliação, a gente tinha
we
aqueles
had
relatórios
evaluation
do nosso JBS
model
ali,
and we're
só que a gente
receiving
recebeu no
feedbacks now in
começo do
March,
ano, em
April.
abril,
So
e
here
aqui a gente
we are
conseguiu
in the
fazer um
front
split, onde eu tenho a oportunidade
and we
de
can
ser
have this
sinalizado em tempo
opportunity
real daquela
in real time to
oportunidade que eu
develop.
tenho que
And
desenvolver.
this is something that we
E algo
believe
que
in.
nós acreditamos
And
muito aqui dentro da JBS
being
é a
the main
nossa é o
actor of this role
empreendedorismo,
is very
né?
important.
Cada um
Each
de
one is
nós é
responsible for his
responsável pela
career.
sua carreira. E eu gosto sempre de
And
trazer
you
que a
don't
carreira você não
third
termina na
party your
empresa. A
career to
empresa não vai
anyone, not
gastar
even
com
to
você.
human resources,
Você é
because you're
único
the one
responsável
responsible.
em contribuir, em
You're the
provocar
one that
mudanças, em
goes
buscar o
in
teu
quest of your
autodesenvolvimento.
development. And
E
now
agora
you
você
get
vai ter a
to do this
oportunidade de
real time.
fazer isso em tempo
So it's a
real.
huge
Né? Então aqui a gente tem
advance
um grande
when we
avanço,
look at our
né? Quando a gente
model,
olha para o nosso
when we look at our
modelo
value
de avaliação
evaluation.
de valor.
Our value
As nossas
evaluation
avaliações de
will
valores, elas
now
talvez
be
passam a ser mais
able to
pontuais, que é o que
be
eu tô,
carried
o que
out
a gente está
more
querendo
often.
fazer aqui. Vamos
You're
trabalhar com
also going to be able to
fatos,
work
com
with
dados
facts, with
e com memórias
data, with
recentes, né? Eu posso ter
memories. You
participado
can have
de um
participated with
projeto,
a
de uma agenda, por
project or an
exemplo,
agenda with
e ali eu
someone else,
gostaria
and
de
now you want
fazer
to
ali uma
make an
avaliação de valor
evaluation
para um determinado
or you want to
colaborador e
reinforce
seja de
something
reforçar algum
positive that this
objetivo
person did,
né, que eu queira
or
ter
you want to
alcançado, ou
reinforce
até
that
reforçar
the
algo que
employee
você
should pay
prestou
more
atenção
attention
até
to
então ali.
evolve. So now you
Então
have
aqui
the
eu tenho a
possibility of doing this
possibilidade de fazer
process
esse
year
processo o
through.
ano
You no
todo.
longer
Eu não
have to
preciso
wait for
esperar
the
o
end
final
of the
do ano.
year. So that
Então aí
is
é uma outra
our
premissa
idea.
nossa. É
And we're
tempo
also
real.
bringing
Aqui
here
a gente
a
traz também
reference
uma
of being able to
referência
do this,
da gente poder
being able to
fazer
evaluate one
microavaliações,
value
né? Então aqui a gente
at a
também tem
time.
essa
So
possibilidade, né, de
from
avaliar
now
e
on,
desenvolver. Inclusive, pessoal, a
our
partir de
AVD
hoje,
already
a nossa
is
AVD já está
available so
disponível
that we
para que nós
can do our
possamos
value
fazer aí
evaluation. And
avaliações de
you can
valor.
choose
E eu
a value,
posso
a
escolher um
unit,
valor
let's
com
say
humildade, ou
determination or
determinação,
any
ou numa
intervention
intervenção
from our
sensível,
team,
alguma
or if I want to
coisa
give a
que eu
feedback
gostaria de
to
uma
one of my
avaliação
peers
para um dos meus
in a
pares,
specific
né?
manner.
Então,
So
de
I
forma que
choose that
específica,
value
eu
and then I am able to contribute. I, if I have a tip, for example, to give to this collaborator, because all of us have things to develop. We have a lot of points to develop. And it's very important that we have people that want to help us, that want to contribute to our growth. So we are able to develop more in the company. And I would also like to reinforce here that it's extremely important for you to not forget to make positive comments. We have a lot of leaderships that are examples in many values, colleagues, work colleagues that have a lot of energy, determination, good attitudes. So we also have to notice these positive efforts, because often we associate, well, I'm going to make an evaluation and I think that I'll have something to develop. But it's also very interesting to make sure that we value and appreciate the good things, and so to appreciate all these comments and all these evaluations at the end of the cycle, you a book is generated for the collaboration. So when you receive material, it's cool, really cool, because you'll have a memory, you have a history of all your points, all the feedbacks that were developed, that you worked, that you helped, so that you have positive things, and in that way, you are able to build a development plan which is more assertive. So there's also the possibility at the end of the year, the manager can make one evaluation, putting all these values together, reinforcing the positive aspects, so that you then have a summary of the history of this collaborating. Okay, guys. So, in general lines, just summarizing rapidly, we've changed. It's no longer called 360, it's now called value evaluation. We can now build value conversations in a continuous manner. It will be online the whole time, and our evaluation real time. So the collaborator is immediately aware, and I'm going to deal with the facts and data so that he has the memory, and I have the opportunity of working with one value at a time. In general lines, these are the big changes that we've carried out in our evaluation process. And there's a point that I would like to reinforce with you, which is in relation to the video. It mentions mining box, but it uh, this continues with no alterations. It'll be done in the beginning of the year, and we continue doing this the same way. I'm coming to the end of my conversation, but there's one more thing I'd like to tell you, which is in relation to freedom versus responsibility. So all of us, I believe, we all have responsibility for the development one of another. We are colleagues at work, we relate to each other, so we have the responsibility of helping the others to develop. I can't see a situation or see that a collaborator is going through some difficulty and turn around and think everything is okay. So we have to have collective work, several hands helping, so that we can increase the development of our collaborators. So we we thought a lot, but we give you the freedom so that you can identify yourselves. So when you make an evaluation, for example, I want to make a value evaluation of a pair, you can have the freedom of identifying yourself or not. So that's something we already had, but I believe that this issue of identifying yourself is very much related to to the proximity with a person. It has to do with trust. with
uma
building
relação de confiança.
relationship of
Então, se
trust. So
você
if
não
you
se
don't
sente
feel
confortável
comfortable in
em se
identifying
identificar,
yourself,
não
that's
tem
not an
problema
issue.
nenhum, tá, pessoal? O
What's important
importante é que
is that
vocês
you
participem,
participate,
o importante é que
that you
vocês
contribute
contribuam
with
com o
the development
desenvolvimento
of
dos
our
nossos
collaborators.
colaboradores,
Okay?
tá? E
And for
para a
us to
gente
conclude
concluir
here,
aqui, gente,
the
a questão de
value
avaliação de valor, né?
evaluation,
Quando a gente
as we
fala,
said,
a gente está
we're
falando de
talking about behavior.
comportamento, né? A gente
We
olha
look at
os
our
nossos
values,
valores, né? Atitude
the
de dono,
attitudes, determination,
determinação, mas
but all
todos
of them
eles
are
são
observed
observados pelo outro
by the
através da
others
forma como você
through
exercita
the way
os
that
seus
you
valores, né?
exercise
Então
these
é
values.
através do
So
nosso
it's through
comportamento.
our
E,
behavior.
pessoal, ninguém muda
And,
ninguém,
you know,
né?
no
Assim,
one
só
changes
você pode
anyone
fazer
else.
isso, né? Se
Only
fizer
you can
sentido
do
para
that.
você,
If it
você de
makes
fato vai
sense,
dedicar
you will
energia
dedicate
para conseguir
energy to
fazer essa
make this
mudança.
change happen.
Então, gente,
So
vamos junto
let's
focar
do this
nessa jornada de
together. It's a self
autoconhecimento,
knowledge
de
journey, a self
autodesenvolvimento.
knowledge
E não
development.
esperem também
And
só
don't
receber as
expect just
avaliações,
to
né? De novo,
receive the
vamos reforçar o
evaluation.
papel nosso do
We have to
protagonismo.
be
Busquem as
actors as well.
avaliações, né? Solicitem que
Request
as
people
pessoas façam
to
avaliação de
evaluate
você sobre
you
determinado
on a
valor que vocês
certain
acreditam que você possa
value that you
evoluir.
think you
Tá
can
bom,
evolve.
pessoal?
So
Então, assim, espero que
I
vocês tenham,
sincerely hope
né,
that
gostado,
enjoy
né,
this
que a
and that
gente tenha
we have been
conseguido,
able
né,
to
fazer essas
bring these
mudanças para
changes
melhorar aí o
to
nosso dia
change
a dia.
day to
Eu
day.
agradeço
And I
muito
thank
aí
you
a
very much for
atenção, né,
your
de cada um de
attention.
vocês. E como
And
são muitas
as there
mudanças, né,
are a
então
lot
não
of
se
changes,
preocupem
don't
se
be
vocês ficarem com
concerned
alguma
if
dúvida.
you have
Os nossos
any
RHs estarão à
questions.
super
Human
disponíveis
resources is
para
available
apoiá-los aí
to
nessa
support
trajetória, né,
you
de
in this
desenvolvimento.
development
E juntos
trajectory. And
vamos
together, let
fortalecer
us
ainda mais a
strengthen
nossa
our
cultura,
culture more
né?
and
Que a
more,
nossa cultura de
because so
fato
that our
seja
culture
de corpo
be
e alma.
body and
Muito
soul.
obrigada,
Thank you
viu,
very much,
pessoal?
everyone.
E aí,
And
Guilherme, conta pra gente um
Guilherme, tell
pouquinho
us a
aí dos
bit
desafios do
about
líder
the
nessa nova jornada.
challenges in this new journey. Good morning, everyone who is watching us today. In sequence of Luciana's explanation and Wesley of what we're searching to do with this evolution of the tool, I've always believed in this AVD. I think besides it being a tool, it's a unique opportunity to make this reflection, this self, and understand through a mirror how people see us, um, strengthen our good points, and check out where we can improve. And as Luciani mentioned, we be the actors of our careers, the main players of our careers. This step has been responsible for several journeys of success in the company. As Wesley said, sometimes there are remote areas where we don't have the daily contact as we would like to. And with a tool like this, people are able to uh, get new projects in their career, be noticed, participate in different projects. So I am sure that with the passing of the years, this tool has improved and it's an excellent tool. And we're now moving one step forward. And this new face of this tool, as Wesley said, the essence of it doesn't change. Our values are there, it's what sustains us, it's what's brought us up to here, but we want to evolve in the format. And the fact that it's open now the whole year, the cycle obviously has a time to end at the end of the year, but it has no specific time to start. So we can start today, now, in real time. It's already there online. The accessibility has been documented here. I think it's also important to highlight that it's easy to access from a cell phone, from a tablet. We don't have to be here physically with the computers connected to the network. So it's something that we can capture real time, because things happen real time. And if we leave everything to the end of the year, we can end up by being partial, we can be unfair, and a recent memory is always better than translating the year of a collaborator. Another thing I'd like to highlight is the consultation. The person who has been evaluated, as soon as he receives an evaluation, he can check it out. And why is this important? It's because it's like putting the train on the tracks. If you have access to your evaluation in February or March before the cycle of that year has closed, you have the possibility of adjusting yourself compatible to our values, compatible how people perceive you. In my opinion, this is an extraordinary opportunity for everyone, especially for a leader. This possibility of consulting and understanding the report without have to wait for the end of the year, and to be able to know how the performance was, or alone or with a team. We can have evaluations as soon as they're generated, as soon as they happen. And for sure, for the leader, this will be a huge help when taking a decision. And one of our beliefs is to see and to act. We are able to do immediately, take an action that will bring immediate results. So I'm very enthusiastic with this new configuration. I'm sure it's going to come to help. It is an evolution, and what we've done up to now has also been extremely good. But I think this will bring us, uh, it will be better for us. Now, I've asked everyone for support. We are leaders and we need to engage our teams, and we want to put this tool to good use. It will bring personal benefits for us as leaders, and it will bring collective benefits as well. The collective, of course, ends up by benefiting from this context of using the tool and understanding that it has an important return for everyone. And alone we can go faster, but together we can go further. And this tool makes this evident, and it keeps our team united. And for sure, it will take JBS even further afar than what we have achieved today. So, with the support of everyone, and now I give the floor to you and thank you. And I embrace all of you. So, Wesley, the floor is now yours. Well, to summarize our conversation today, I think it's an opportunity for two things. One is to evolve the tool and reinforce what it already is. So, in essence, it doesn't change, it has evolved. So, there is a point that I think is very important to comment. And then what we have to recognize, 100% of what we're talking about here was created here. It's internal, it's ours. 100% of the ideas, of the development. This is a conversation, an in-house conversation. So it's not something that we bought off the shelf. That's not how it came to be. So receiving feedbacks of everyone and thinking how we could improve our tool, how we could be more, make it more adequate to the way that we operate and lighter to our team. So this is very important. It's also important to say that who developed this tool was our IT team. This is very important. So the concept, it wasn't someone who sold this project to us. And it wasn't that we paid a huge amount of money to be able to make this happen. On the contrary, it's all made at home with the feedbacks, and so that our team, so that it has our own face and it's done in a way that works for us. So I'd like to thank and congratulate the IT team who made this possible, and the human resources guys who were able to do all of this in house. And of course, it makes us happier to have something that's us, ours. It has our face. It's not something that's out there on the market. It's important to remember this. So, thank you for everyone. We're going to finish on time. So, as I said, the tool as good as the use we make of it. So, it's let's make it work well. And if there's any doubt or any improvement, uh, there's a human resources to each unit, to each business, to each part of the business that can help uh, clarify anything that is not clear. So, and also we want the feedback of everyone after we start using the tool. If you have anything further to improve, or we would like to know. So, it's something new, and we want to improve. And if there's any adjustment, the way this improvement came to pass after a lot of feedback from our team. Well, thank you to everyone. Thank you and have a great week.